NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is great to see all of you here. I wish I could see all of you. You can see me, at least. That is the hope anyway, as we broadcast here today's edition of Beyond the Forecast on this Thursday. And we had another night where it was stormy and wet, but for the most part, we avoided any major flash flooding risk last night, which is good. We had more downpours overnight as well. We'll break down the numbers for you. We'll look ahead to the weekend. There are some changes to the forecast now, and we're going to get into all of those and talk about, I think, a break, if not a few breaks, in the humidity, finally. So let's get into it, shall we? And we're going to show you here Boiling Springs looking nice on this Thursday morning. The sun is out there. We do have some low clouds in a few spots. We've got a few ducks swimming around the lake there. It is pretty nice as skies have cleared. There goes that complex that brought us some rain overnight, and there was even some thunder in that, especially in York and Lancaster counties. The thunder was rumbling again last night, and many of us had a chance to wake up to it. Here are the numbers. These are the top rain getters last night, just from the complex that went through overnight. So not counting last evening. That's yesterday's total. This is just today, since midnight. Wormleysburg and York getting another half inch of rain or thereabouts, both coming in at 4/10. Carlisle coming in at 3/10, and then the Lancaster Country Day School at 72 this morning and about a quarter inch of rain there. Temperatures unchanging in the low to mid-70s. Dew points unchanging in the low to mid-70s. This is what I mean when I talk about being stuck in the muck. It just feels so gross out there. We had a high of 90 yesterday. The airport, for example, yesterday only picking up 0.08 inches, so less than a tenth of an inch at the airport. Now, they probably got some more than that last night from these downpours. A wet roof at Manheim Central High School, but skies are clearing. It's nice to see the blue, but temperatures aren't slowing down. Likely today will be our warmest day ahead of a front, so we're talking about low 90s here today, and it is going to be hazy, hot, and humid again. The other thing to note, it's going to be a breezy day. I think the winds are going to kick up ahead of this front. A passing storm is possible later, too, although I think many of us stay dry. We're going to look at the model guidance and break it down for here. This is why we do like to go in depth, right? We've got our new Studio C here behind me, we're calling this, and we love to be able to broadcast digitally now at the click of a button. As we move into tomorrow, it will be less humid as well, but I want to point out a couple of things. One is, so here's the boundary. It sort of sinks to the south here, and you can see that there are signs that we get some storms across Delmarva today, but most of our region actually looks fairly quiet, and that's good news. Now, we were hoping as this drier air pushes in for Friday and Saturday that we also stayed pretty quiet, and well, I think we will. Look at the issue here. This boundary is close enough that some of our southern tier counties may get a few showers tomorrow and again on Saturday. The farther south and west you live, the better chance you will have to see some downpours and showers again. Look at Saturday. Again, western hilltops getting some showers, and rather than leave it dry, this is where the humidity is going to be the highest on Saturday. Over here in the Poconos and in our eastern counties, the humidity actually may stay low throughout the day on Saturday, and we're going to play that out. One of the ways that we can try to determine the nuances of a forecast and who's going to get the heavy rain and who isn't is, where are the dew points highest? Where's the boundary? Well, the boundary is hanging out across our southern tier. So Bedford, Fulton, Franklin, Adams County, they have a good chance to see some heavier rain tomorrow, most of us staying dry today, and then they're going to add to that on Saturday. So when we look at the model guidance here into the weekend, here's the screaming message. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday are going to be dry for most of us. It's not until Sunday that the storms become more widespread, like a Monday or a Wednesday that we just lived through. If we look at the rainfall totals, those areas that have to be concerned, okay, with perhaps some rain affecting their weekend plans would be the area that I'm circling here, the western ridges and especially parts of Adams, Franklin, and Fulton counties. They could see over an inch of rain Friday and Saturday, while the rest of us enjoy some pretty decent weather. And part of the reason for that, too, is about the dew points, which we're going to look at. Look at the breeze here, though. That's going to kick around from the west today, early in the day from the southwest, and then we're going to get a shift to the north-northwest later in the day. But look at that, 15-mile-an-hour winds. You're going to notice the winds today. They will die down tonight, and I think tomorrow will be a normal day. But we haven't talked about the breeze in a while. That's going to rear its head again. Temperatures today soaring into the 90s. I think it's going to be the warmest day this week. And with the humidity being high, heat index values could approach 100 this afternoon. Even though we turn less humid, I think tonight still stays mild in the 70s. And then look at tomorrow. Big change. Not as warm. Highs in the low 80s. Now, here's the dew point battle I want to talk about. Let's bring it to you here. Dew points dropping. Not until tonight. Watch what happens here. Dew points dropping tonight. I think tomorrow, most of us see dew points in the 60s. That's good. It's going to feel less humid. Watch what happens as we move into Friday, though. Notice how the higher humidity starts to creep back in to those southwestern areas. And notice up here, for areas in the north and east, they stay relatively dry. Our region is sort of right in between, and the same thing can be said for Saturday. On Saturday, the boundary starts to creep a little farther to the north and east, and this boundary starts to creep a little farther to the south and west. But again, we have part of the region that really wants to stay dry as this drier air wants to nudge in from the northeast, and then we've got this really humid air that wants to push in from the south and west. Do you see that? So I think Saturday's going to be a battle. Better chances for showers on Saturday in the southwest, drier if you live in the northeast. I hope that makes sense, but we're watching this play out in real time, so it's kind of fascinating. Before we get to the extended outlook, I do want to talk more and break down more about these dew points because I find it so fascinating as to how these boundaries play out across the region. So let me show you that now as we take a look here at our NAM dew points. And notice, again, dew points staying relatively high. All right, let's see if the news cycle is coming in here. I actually want to click ahead on this. Look at these dew points today, staying in the 70s. The NAM clearly tries to push in some drier air for Friday. Okay, here's tomorrow morning. Notice the dew points have dropped out of the 70s, and notice northeastern Pennsylvania, really refreshing air. Does it stay there, though? Well, no, because notice this kind of says the same thing. Here's our boundary. Our southwestern counties already have dew points by Friday evening, creeping back towards 70 degrees. And then on Saturday, again, we've got this interesting battle shaping up here Saturday afternoon, where most of the region now becomes humid again. And that would lead me to believe that we have a decent chance for some showers now on Saturday. Let me go back to some models here for a second, because now I want to take us out and play out the scenario for today and tomorrow in terms of rain with some of our higher res models. And we're going to do that for you now too, just so that you can see some of the things that we look at. So here's the HRRR model. This is the latest run. Let's take you out here through today, and there's through this afternoon. Notice it keeps our region, as I go back and forth here, relatively dry. That makes sense. That adds up. Let's see what it does here for tomorrow, though, okay? And I think you're going to be surprised as we take a look at the long-range HRRR model. And that has the same idea tomorrow afternoon. It brings a swath of showers, the worst of it staying south, but it does bring some showers to our southern tier counties tomorrow afternoon. So it's got the same idea. Finally, let's actually look at the NAM 3K model and see what it has. There's last night's convection. Today, this is through this evening, keeps us relatively quiet. I like seeing that. And then how about tomorrow? This also shows a few showers hugging our western counties. Even into Saturday morning it does. So this is interesting. I think Saturday now, unfortunately, could end up being a bit on the wetter side. That is something that I'm definitely going to want to pay attention to as we move into the weekend. We were hoping to keep things dry, but the trends indicate Saturday could be interesting. Let's get to our extended outlook now, speaking of that. This certainly does show that increase in dew points again for the weekend, but another trend that we're noticing in the guidance would be for Monday and Tuesday to see some drier weather. And I think that that is certainly good news. Now, again, will that hold given the pattern is so stubborn? I'm not sure. Notice the atmospheric moisture. It takes a drop here as we move into tomorrow. That makes a lot of sense. Now, right along our southern tier, that's where the boundary is. That's why there could be some showers there tomorrow. But this does, even by Saturday afternoon, notice it does bring those higher dew points, and that atmospheric water content becomes higher on Saturday. So I think we do have to realize Saturday could feature some showers and even a few thunderstorms. Certainly Sunday we have pegged as the best chance for that as we get this surge of moisture. But notice what happens after Sunday as we get this push here of drier air into central Pennsylvania as we move into next week. Look at that. That is going to be a nice push of dry air Monday and Tuesday. Most models indicate that, and so we're hoping for that as we move into next week. Notice again, the European shows some showers and storms Saturday and Sunday now. It does clear us out and dry us out Monday, Tuesday, and for the most part, Wednesday of next week. It would be nice to get that 3-day stretch heading into next week. I wish it could be on the weekend. So I think today, tomorrow, and Saturday, there will be chances for showers, especially the farther south and west you live. I think on Sunday, we have an opportunity for more widespread showers. And then looking ahead to next week, Monday and Tuesday certainly would be the days that are going to be dry. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be out in the pool. We want you to send in your floats. Keep doing it. The more creative, the better. We've had sort of a drop-off of people sending in their stuff. No, we're still doing it all summer. Send it to us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got some special guests that are going to try to dunk me as well, and we are looking forward to that. 92 degrees, hot and humid today. Maybe that stray thunderstorm as we look ahead to tonight, becoming less humid. And I have less humid on there for Friday and Saturday. I'm not so sure about Saturday now, if I'm being honest. There could be a shower both days, especially in those Fulton, Franklin, Adams County sectors in our southwest. Sunday offers the best chance for storms as we see another front coming through. And then look at next week, less humid and cooler. How about 82 degrees Monday and Tuesday? Isn't that going to feel nice? Now, let's pull up some long-range stuff here again so that we can take a look at temperatures across the next several days. So here's our blend. This is our model blend, and it's got the same idea. Cooling off a bit over the weekend, and especially Monday and Tuesday, and then getting hot again by the end of next week. Let's see if the European does the same. This also shows some hotter weather by the end of next week. And look at this. It really cools us off Monday and Tuesday. So I do think there are some better days ahead, which is certainly some good news. We do expect some cooling and some drops in the humidity. So the screaming message is this. I think today will be hot and humid, but mainly dry. I think that if you live in our southwestern counties, Friday and Saturday, you have the best chance to see a downpour or even a passing shower. And then on Sunday, more widespread activity from a front that's actually going to be coming through the region, followed by a cool down and turning less humid. Monday and Tuesday next week look gorgeous, I will tell you that. So if you're making plans a few days out, Monday and Tuesday look good. If there's a day that I'm most uncertain of, it would be Saturday. And we will continue to update that forecast and follow the trends. That is a look going beyond the forecast, and we thank you for that. As always, you can find us on the ABC 27 Plus app on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. You can find us online at abc27.com. And, of course, we're all over the broadcast TV, too. We'll see you soon, everybody. I'm meteorologist Brett Thakara.